We try to bring you high-quality educational and informational content every single day. Why do you think the price is having such an anemic time? The news story of the hour. Jump onto the chart. Is this the beginning of a massive financial unraveling? We've got to add a little addendum to the show map today. So we start here on the daily. Now, we've been looking at the RSI on Bitcoin's daily chart for the last several days. It always has been, but it's been increasing over the last 50 years since the government has been. Hey guys, what's going on? Jeb here, and welcome back to Coffee and Crypto Live. This is your week daily morning show where we bring you the latest in everything Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. And in today's episode, Bitcoin is currently just a few dollars away from its yearly high that was set yesterday afternoon at $42,400. Over the last couple of weeks, we had been talking about how Bitcoin had been setting several and significant higher lows, indicating that a rally through its critical resistance back then, down around $38,400, was likely right around the corner, and we did end up going up to that level the fourth time as we predicted it would, and then we broke through that level as we said it would if it managed to rally to that level. And so now Bitcoin is trading above the golden pocket on the Fibonacci retracement, bear market Fibonacci retracement, that was sitting between $39,000 and $41,000. The question on the table yesterday was, can Bitcoin set and establish a beachhead above $41,000 from which we can begin our next assault onto our next targets, $48,000 to $51,000. And so, with one more day of price action, that gives us literally more than double the market sentiment, the market structure that we had yesterday. So we now actually have the ability to start gauging the strength of the bulls and the bears at this level. And I am so far pleased with what I am seeing. I am greatly looking forward to today's episode of Coffee and Crypto Live, and I'm greatly looking forward to getting to interact with all of you guys as always. Let's go ahead and read some chat. Today, we are having Grand Roofing Incorporated join us. Daniel J. joins us. Jason Berry, Alex Nybo, Philly Skills 1428 in chat as always. Mattis S. Hoss Cartwright. My friend, I believe that sounds a little bit like what? There was an old Western with somebody had the last name Cartwright. Who is that? Does anybody know what movie or show I'm talking about? Let's see. Queen's in chat. Maryland Guy is in chat. Psychedelic Sunshine is in chat. Good deal. Pedro Valente is in chat. Adrian is in chat. Celsius just enabled withdrawals. Wow, great. I did not expect that. BlockFi enabled withdrawals, and I actually was able to get my withdrawal from BlockFi enabled. I had about $6,000 worth of Bitcoin on BlockFi when it went down, 0.17 Bitcoin, and I was able to get it out because they enabled withdrawals. So if you were on BlockFi, they did enable withdrawals, and I can tell you firsthand that they actually did go through with it. I have it up here right now. I can see it. So it went through. So if you're on BlockFi, you can withdraw right now. I would go ahead and do that quickly, just in case they run out of funds or something happens. And it seems like Celsius may have done it as well. Adrian Marion is in chat. Good to see you. RJ is in chat. Said Proverbs 28:20. I was just reading in Proverbs 27. Let's see. What does Proverbs 28:20 say? A faithful man shall abound with blessings, but he that maketh haste to be rich shall not be innocent. I've been actually wanting to share that verse with you guys here quite a bit. I have made a lot of money very quickly in my career, and then I lost a good bit of it because I was not being wise with it. And when you come into riches all at once, oftentimes you are not forced to learn how to steward them properly. And so to be honest with you, you end up paying some very expensive but also very valuable lessons that you will be very thankful for one day. I'm a much, much more faithful steward of our finances than I was 5 years ago. But when I started making money, I was kind of stupid with it, to be quite honest with you. And so that is a great verse to mention for today. Whether you're a believer or not, the principle remains the same, that coming into riches very quickly often means you're going to lose them very quickly. But what you work hard for and what you spend time gaining, you will probably get to keep because you will know how to steward it. Joey Van Englenberg is in chat. Said, good morning, brother. How are you today? I am doing very well. Thank you. Josh Denham's in chat. Vito Mick, RK, Crypto Nebs, Satchet, Crypto Mini Bike, MK Beast 1, Sam, Jason. Goodness gracious. Bonanza. Everybody's saying Bonanza. It was Bonanza. I thought it was Bonanza. I love that show. Who grew up watching Bonanza? That was a great show. I was going to say Bonanza, but I didn't want to be wrong. Everybody is in chat saying Bonanza. All right. There are so many people in chat. Good morning to all of you. Let's go ahead and get started. Over on CoinMarketCap. Before we do, I do just want to let you guys know that today's episode of Coffee and Crypto Live is brought to you by Apex Exchange. If you guys are not familiar with Apex, the decentralized exchange, it is my choice for self-custody, decentralized exchange, leverage trading. I don't do leverage trades all that often. I'm more of an investor at this point because I have a very large portfolio and I have a lot of different streams of income. But when I do leverage trades, because every once in a while I see one, I'm like, I got to jump on that because that's an opportunity. This is where I go. This is my favorite exchange in the entire crypto market for leverage trades because it is decentralized, which means it's self-custody. The coins that you send over are simply in a smart contract, which means if something were to happen to the exchange, you would still get your coins back. You don't have to worry about Celsius, BlockFi, FTX going down with your finances and then just hoping that you're able to withdraw them in the future. They are yours and you are securely able to hold on to them no matter what happens to the exchange because it is just simply one big smart contract with a really nice user interface. And it is a very nice user interface. You can see a screenshot of it right here. It's very much like Bybit. Now, many of you guys know that Bybit is coming under fire from the CFTC right now. Coinbase has been subpoenaed to send them records. It's a big mess. So if you're in the United States and you've been accessing Bybit with a VPN, please be careful of that because the government is starting to crack down on that. There's a lot of reasons to use a VPN, and I'm not knocking you if you do. I'm just saying be cautious. But if you're still trying to get a Bybit-like trading experience in a nation that Bybit is not allowed in, or if you're trying to do any kind of margin or leverage trading in a nation where that is very difficult because all of the exchanges that allow that are banned, such as the United States, which is where 53% of our audience is from, Apex is the place to go. So make sure to sign up with the link down below. Let's get started. Right now, Bitcoin is trading at $42,143. I'm very excited about that. It's up 12.5% over the last 7 days. You can see on the last 7-day price action chart right here that Bitcoin has gone through exceptional rallies, and we're currently sitting at a market capitalization of $824 billion. That is exceptional, and that also puts cryptocurrency total market capitalization above $1.5 trillion. You can see here, even though it's calculated a little bit differently by TradingView, we are pretty consistently rallying, bouncing above the 1.5 trillion mark and back on CoinMarketCap. If we go to the market capitalization calculation for total, you will also see the same thing, that we are sitting essentially completely above 1.5 trillion. Right here, we're dropping down to 1.52 as calculated by CoinMarketCap. According to TradingView, we are dropping down to 1.49. But the point is, we are finding support at 1.5 trillion. And much similar to what we saw on Bitcoin, we need to see the total market capitalization hold a beachhead up here. I used the example of the horrific Normandy D-Day landings the other day. If you are sitting there trying to decide, are the Allies going to win? Is the Axis going to win? Who's going to win this fight, right? Who's going to win this battle? You kind of need to give it a couple of days to see if the Allies that are landing on the beaches are actually going to be able to stay there, or if they're going to get pushed back into the English Channel. Same thing is true for the bulls right now. Are we going to be able to stay above 1.5 trillion? Are we going to be able to stay above 42,000 on Bitcoin? That is something that we need to kind of hold back, watch for a day or two, and then we'll have more information. That day or two has halfway passed. It's been a day now, so we have a lot more information that we're going to talk about today on the technical side of things. Now, just running through the altcoins, because I know some of you guys like to hear that in the mornings. ETH right now sitting at $2,200. BNB sitting at $230. Many of the major altcoins have largely missed out on this rally, which is an opportunity. I'll get to that in a second. XRP is only up 0.37 in the last 7 days. Solana up 7.78 in the last 7 days, but it's actually lost a good bit of its rally. At one point, it was up like 15%. It's come back down. Had a retracement back down to the $60 baseline. Cardano sitting at 40 cents. Love to see it. We're getting some bullishness out of ADA. Dogecoin sitting at up 12%. That's good news. Chainlink up 7%. Avalanche up 8%. Polygon up 6.5%. Polkadot up 6.5%. Sheeb up 13%. Bitcoin Cash up 8.4%, Litecoin up 4%, Cosmos up 4.76%, OKB up 3%. Overall, the altcoins are not rallying as much as Bitcoin, and I want to explain briefly why that is. You probably heard this before. I call it the altcoin engine. Generally speaking, either Bitcoin is leading the market or the altcoins are leading the market. Ethereum is a big enough market that sometimes it's Bitcoin and Ethereum are leading the market, and then the altcoins turn around and lead the market. Right now, Bitcoin, over the course of November anyway, Bitcoin had been trading just below $38,000, and during that time, the altcoins went on a massive surge. And so the altcoins are up and Bitcoin's down. And now the altcoins are down and Bitcoin's going up. And so Bitcoin is the one that's leading on this charge. 3 weeks ago on Coffee and Crypto, I talked about how we had seen one major surge from Bitcoin, and that major surge from Bitcoin was the surge from $25K up to about $35,000 to $37,000. And after that rally was over and Bitcoin was trading sideways around 37 to 38, we had seen a large rally on the altcoins. And so we had the first kind of spark of that altcoin engine, the first full-on revolution of the engine, if you will. Bitcoin rallied, altcoins were suppressed, and then it flipped. The altcoins rallying, Bitcoin suppressed. And now what we're seeing is the second rotation begin. We're seeing Bitcoin and Ethereum go through their second rotation. They were pushed on and carried on by the rally that was going on in the altcoins. And so the reason that I mentioned what I said 3 weeks ago is because I think it was about 3 weeks ago, beginning of November, right around the time the Ethereum ETF was announced, when we see Bitcoin and Ethereum go through their next phase, their next major rally, instead of having a massive crash, if that massive crash doesn't occur, if there's not a 15-20% correction, there might be a 5 or 10% correction. We were calling for 31.8 at the bottom, which at the time we were 35, so that was like 7%. That wasn't that big. When we see the next leg, that's one of the ways that we'll know we're going into a bull market. Well, that's what we're seeing now. We're seeing that Bitcoin has broken above 38,400. It's now actually broken above the Fibonacci golden pocket at 39 to 41, and we're attempting to establish a baseline at 42 grand. And so that's the second rotation of the altcoin engine. What does that mean? Two things. Number one, the fact that that engine has kicked into play, that's a big deal because that has not happened in years. The last time the altcoin engine was relevant was in 2020 and 2021. Didn't really happen during the bear market. The bear market, we were just kind of coasting and falling back down to the ground. We were auto-rotating, falling down. And the altcoin engine doesn't really work in that method. It's almost like the car ran out of gas, and it's not just, doesn't just plummet like a rock. You don't just go from 60 to 0, but you slow down and you coast. And so that's kind of what was going on. And these rallies, we've seen these little sputters. We saw Bitcoin go, and then we saw the altcoins go, and then by the time it was time for Bitcoin to go again, it just didn't. And I'll show you what that looks like on the chart. It's very obvious once I point it out to you. We saw Bitcoin rally here, and then the altcoins rallied, and then Bitcoin just fell. And then we saw Bitcoin rally, and then the altcoins rally, and then Bitcoin just fell. And it's almost like we're sputtering. It's almost like one of those old cars. Is there anybody that's 130 years old in chat? You'll remember these? 140 years old? No? Really? How about that? Modern medical technology. Come on, keep up. You got the crank like you see in the old movies. They're trying to turn the car. It's like, come on, start up car. It's sputtering. People still do it with airplanes. You're trying to spin the propeller to get the thing ignited. It's like you're trying to turn the little spark on a Bunsen burner or something. And it's just sputtering, and the market's not actually getting going. And 3 times, it's almost biblical like, and 3 times it happened. And once and twice and 3 times, and then the rooster crowed. No, you saw one time, Bitcoin went on a rally, went through a correction. Altcoins went on a rally. Great, we're getting started. Nope, Bitcoin goes through a major crash. All right, let's try again. Bitcoin goes through a major rally. All right, it takes a pause. Altcoins go through a major rally. Great. Oh, it crashes. Bitcoin goes through a major rally. Altcoins go through a major rally. Oh, it crashes. But this time, what's different and why this is the beginning of the bull market, well and truly, is because Bitcoin went through a rally, then it corrected to the upside. You heard that right. That was accurate. The altcoins go on a rally, and then Bitcoin doesn't crash. It keeps going. The last week has confirmed that a bull market has started. Yesterday, when I got off stream, I talked to my wife, and I said, look, bull market's starting. Next 18 months are going to be wild. She goes, wow, okay, cool. Because obviously, I'm a technical analyst, so I talked to her about this stuff. I'm like, this is coming. This is on the horizon. 2024 is going to be nuts. And I walked out of stream yesterday, talked to her. I'm like, it's starting. Breaking above 42. If we hold up here, this is bull market confirmation. This is something that I love to say because I only get to say it once every 4 years. But I am now more confident than not that the bull market is here with confirmation. I've known for a year that it was coming, just so you know. At 15K, I was calling for 25,236. And I know somebody in particular, I won't say who, but somebody in particular heard me say that, bought at 15.5, sold at 25, and bought a new car with the money they made. So I've known for a long time the bull market was coming. I predicted in March that we'd be at 35 to 50 by the end of the year, and people were like, you're crazy, Jeb. Some people are like, Jeb, it's going to be at 200. You're nuts. Some people are like, Jeb, it's going to be at 12. You're nuts. I said 35 to 50. We're at 42. We're right there in the middle of that zone. The year's almost over. When you see the altcoin engine kick into play, Bitcoin rallies, altcoins rally. Sometimes when the altcoins rally, Bitcoin's correcting, but then it comes back. Then Bitcoin rallies again, which it is doing now. That is the altcoin engine in play, and that, my friends, is the engine of the bull market. So I hope that you are able to gain some understanding and insight into the market from that, and I hope you also understand how that's applying right now. Speaking of right now, right now. Let's go ahead and look at the charts and why I'm so very excited to bring you today's stream. Over the last several days, we had been testing local resistance here at about 38,400. If you'll remember, several days ago, we had this level of resistance drawn, and the market was right about here. In fact, I think it was last Monday. I'll have to check the day. But I believe it was last Wednesday, was it? Was it that recent? Last Wednesday, we were right here. You can go back to last Wednesday's stream then. We were right here. And I said with a great likelihood, we're going to correct back down to this uptrend. Then we're going to bounce off it. Then we're going to rally to 38,400. And then because it's the fourth time we're going to test 38,400 and all the technicals are in the right direction, we're going to break through. This is almost exactly what I drew on the chart. You can go back on Wednesday's stream of last week and you'll see it. And this is what ends up happening. We fall back down to that uptrend, exactly the same uptrend that we found. We rally up to 38,400, and then we broke through it. And so here we are. That's what has been happening. Let's talk a little bit about what is going to happen. Bitcoin has a long road ahead of it to get back to all-time high, but that road is still mostly complete. And part of that is because we were able to break through the Fibonacci golden pocket with such vigor. Bitcoin's Fibonacci golden pocket sits between $39,000 and $41,000. I have all these other lines on my chart, but hopefully you can see that. That is this pocket right here. I'll go to a clean chart, make it a little bit easier on you. That's not a clean chart, nor is that. Let's see. Being a technical analyst, there's so much stuff everywhere. I have literally 4 charts that I do analysis on. I need to give myself like 7, just so I have a different chart for different things on Bitcoin, because I'm doing analysis on it every day. Fibonacci golden pocket sits between 39 and 41. It's this little red zone right here. I think you can see what I can see. Do you see what I see? It's that time of year. Do you see it? It's right there. We broke through it. That's exciting. The question on the table yesterday was, are we going to be able to maintain above that level? So far, we're using it as support. So far, we're setting an ascending triangle pattern that we're currently breaking bullish out of. It doesn't get much better than that. It does not get much better than that. The yearly resistance is at 42,400. We're currently at 42,186. The price action here looks absolutely gorgeous. It does not get a whole lot better than this. This is a parabolic rally. Now, with it being a parabolic rally, oftentimes parabolic rallies follow, well, you guessed it, smart as you are, parabolas. The parabola we're looking at right here is this one. So I wouldn't be surprised to see if we came back down and backtested this. But I would likewise not either be surprised if we simply smashed through 42 and went straight back to 50. And here's why. There have been hundreds of billions of dollars sitting on the sidelines for a while now. And when you see BlackRock step into the cryptocurrency space, that puts a lot of big money players on alert. You've got Michael Saylor over here making billions of dollars, and he knows all the billionaires. He got them all in a room together about 3 years ago and told them, hey, Bitcoin's really great. You want to make this commission with me and talk about it? And kind of taught a bunch of the vice presidents and presidents, the CEOs and CFOs and CMOs and all these guys about Bitcoin. And so that he disseminated a lot of information to the higher-ups in business. And with BlackRock stepping in, Larry Fink is doing the same thing, except this time he's not doing it behind closed doors. He's doing it on national television. Everybody says, well, wait a minute. He's, I don't know, the most powerful man on the planet, financially speaking, so maybe we ought to listen to him. If he thinks that BlackRock ought to invest in Bitcoin, maybe we should too. And so now you've got a lot of companies thinking about putting money into Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. There are literally hundreds of billions of dollars waiting to pour into the market. Many hundreds of billions already have. And by the way, I also want to remind you something. You don't need hundreds of billions of dollars to add hundreds of billions of dollars in market capitalization. You don't need that. You simply need maybe $10 billion of buy pressure, of actual dollars being put into buy orders and not many sell orders. Don't get me wrong, there's a good bit of volume on this movement, but it is a misconception and a dangerous one at that you need $100 billion to add $100 billion in market cap. That's not the way it works. You don't need $100 billion worth of deposits onto an exchange to buy longs to enter into the market, to move the market $100 billion. You can move the market. Let me put it like this. If there are no sell orders between 49,000, and this is an unrealistic number because this would never happen, but just track with me here. If there are literally no sell orders whatsoever at all between $49,000 and $50,000. None. And there's only, except for one, there's one sell order at 49K. The price is at 48.9. For whatever reason, that's just where it's sitting. Price is at 48.9. There's one sell order at $49,000 for $10. And the next sell order is at $50,000. There's a $1,000 gap there. If you buy that $10 sell order, then you just sent the price $1,000 to the upside by spending $10. Did you spend the $50 billion it would take to, or $20, $30 billion it would take to send Bitcoin $1,000 in price? No. All you had to spend was enough money to buy up all the sell orders. So if you've only got if in $1,000 of movement, again, that's about $30 billion of market cap. In that $1,000 of movement, again, $30 billion of market cap. If you've only got, let's say, $20 million worth of sell orders and you buy all of them, then you just move the market $30 billion in market capitalization with $20 million of buy orders. It typically isn't a ratio like that. Typically, if you're going to move the market $30 billion in market cap, you probably need $3 to $5, $10 billion in buy pressure. But the point is, you don't need $100 billion to move the market $100 billion. You almost never, it is extremely rare in markets, that you're going to spend more money to move the market capitalization-wise, than the actual market cap number. I stated another way, more practically, maybe a little easier for even me to understand what I'm trying to say to you. To move the market $30 billion to the upside, it is extremely rare that you would need more than $30 billion to move the market $30 billion to the upside. That is very, very, very uncommon. In the same way, to drop the market $100 billion, it's very rare that people would get $100 billion out of the market to drop the market $100 billion. They might get 10, 20, $30 billion out of the market. And the reason for that is that when you buy or sell the market, you move the market. It's that simple. And so as you put on sell pressure, you move the price down and you end up getting less money out of the market. As you move the price up, then you end up getting more money out of the market. And so you don't need $300 billion to move the market $300 billion. You need maybe $30 or $50 billion. And there are hundreds of billions of dollars sitting on the sidelines. And when we see that, it makes it a lot easier for Bitcoin to rally all the way back up to all-time high. Because if everybody believes that Bitcoin ought to be trading at all-time high, then nobody's selling. So you've got a fraction of what you normally see from sell pressure, and you have a massive amount more buy pressure, which means, in short, that it takes a lot less to move the market a lot farther. And as you start to get closer to all-time high, you have a lot less people saying, oh, I want to sell at 55 because I think the top's going to be there. Because in the market sentiment side of things, there's an overwhelming understanding that once you get close to all-time high, it's going all the way. It's going all the way. And so they won't be selling at 50, at 55, 60, 65, they will be selling at 69. And you will run into resistance at 69,000, which is our previous all-time high. The same thing occurred last all-time high. We rallied straight from 10K to 20K, almost vertically, in a month and a half. This is 3 years ago, same time of year. October 8th, we're trading at 10.5. November 30th, not even 2 months later, we're trading at $19,800. Vertical, parabolic, 88% uptrend. Could that happen this time? Yes. Is it possible that we're literally just going to rally from here straight to all-time high? Can it happen? Yes, absolutely. I have been conservatively calling, and I'm going to stick to this just for the sake of not burning anybody and people getting into trades early or getting into the wrong trades because they got overly hyped. My prediction has been Q3 next year, we're at all-time high. There is a huge part of me that just wants to be honest and say, not that that's not honest, but just wants to, kind of put it all out there, maybe I should say, and say, look, I could see this going there in Q1. And I can. I'm just going to be vulnerable with it. I can. Please be careful about trading with that much exuberance. I would rather you be a little bit more conservative and not get into a trade too early, not get out of a trade too early, and still have options. Options. It's very important to maintain your options. Part of wisdom is ensuring that you are always in control of the next path, making sure that you have options, okay? That being said, an all-time high run could happen very quickly. Okay, so we've talked about a lot of that, but why am I excited right now about where the market is? Again, we're holding fast above 41K. There's enough exuberance in the market where people are starting to get this kind of tantalizing idea. All right, we're going back to all-time high, and that, my friends, can stop a bear market, a corrective movement from happening in the first place. That can stop the market from dropping in the first place. So this is one of those times where we are somewhat limited in what we can see into the future on technical analysis, because this is where the market sentiment starts to break down. There are really several different types of market sentiment. One of the primary types of the two primary types of market sentiment are like standard bullish and standard bearish. You're having a general sense of the market is going to be worth more in 3 months than it is now, so it generally moves to the upside. More people are buying than shorting, than selling. And so you have a gradual uptrend, and it follows some kind of predictable cadence. Same thing with bearishness. You have this general sense in the market, for whatever reason, could be technical, could be fundamental, that the market's going to be worth less in 3 months than it is right now, so you see this gradual decline in prices. Then you have the non-standard bullishness and the non-standard bearishness. The non-standard bearishness, a good example of that is back here in 2020, when the pandemic came in. Again, external force comes in, changes people's perception of what the market is going to be worth tomorrow, so they end up selling. And so you see the market crash 60% in 6 days, because people think, okay, pandemic, that must mean that the world is now ending, right? So time to stock up on toilet paper, time to make funny memes that are not really, they're actually kind of sad, but they're almost like, memes about laughing at yourself, you know what I mean? Yeah, everybody's making memes about being stuck at home. And so Bitcoin crashes, right? Then you run the other way and you get this non-standard bullishness. Where does that come from? Well, it comes from, again, an outside force, either technical or fundamental. And so the market rallies 300% in 90 days. What was the deal with this? Well, that was the CARES Act. That was the Paycheck Protection Program. That was that was all of the stimulus that was going on. That was the slant of the floor interest rates, the quantitative tightening, the quantitative easing, the purchasing of treasuries and mortgage-backed securities, the flushing of the market with capital. And so Bitcoin rallied exceptionally high very quickly. That kind of non-standard bullishness is a little bit harder to predict, because typically speaking, and I was not looking at the chart, I apologize. The chart didn't really matter too much there, but again, 60% correction, and then we have this 300% rally here over the course of 90 to 100 days in December of 2020, January of 2021. So that kind of standard bullishness, bearishness, you're kind of looking for the strength of the bulls and the bears. You're like, all right, it's normally not going to go above this. It's in a range. What I will say is that when you run into non-standard bullishness or bearishness, then it's just exuberance, either to the upside or the downside, you have to change the way you look at it a little bit. Typically, the way that I look at the market is through the lens of how strong are the bulls and the bears, and which one is getting stronger. Are the bulls stronger? Are the bears stronger? And which faction is moving towards being stronger? Are the bulls still getting stronger? Are the bulls getting weaker, and therefore the bears are threatening to take the initiative? Vice versa. And then I look for the targets. When you are in a parabolic rally, it is much more difficult to find out what the strength of the bulls and the bears is. Why? Because it's not necessarily following technicals. It's following hype. And it's extremely difficult to gauge hype. It's also extremely difficult to gauge how much money there is on the sidelines. But luckily, there's a second part of the way we do analysis. And quite simply, that is this. We look for the next level that the market is likely to find strong resistance at. And then we say, all right, if the bulls are strong enough, then this is where they're going to go. And if we're going to enter a trade now, this is where we will exit said trade. And so if you're a trader right now, first and foremost, please be very, very, very careful, because you can get burned. You're playing with fire right now because we've rallied so far. We are up, just say it twice, $17,000 from the beginning here. A $17,000 rally, 70% movement in 84 days. Just by the way, if you see that, that's bull market, right? So we're going into a bull market. I'll talk about the application of that in a minute. Bull market. By the way, if you're enjoying today's stream, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. But also, it's not necessarily a time you want to be just kind of jumping headlong into a trade. It's not a time you want to be just dumping a lump sum of money into the market. It's time to set up dollar cost averaging. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. If you're going to go into a long, please be very careful. I'm speaking to the experienced traders that have thousands of trades under their belt here. If you're an experienced trader, there's absolutely an opportunity breaking above this symmetrical triangle pattern and essentially breaking above this 42.4 level. We've already broken above the symmetrical triangle pattern. That is great. That is fine. That is dandy. If we were able to break above 42.4, I think there is a trade there. And by the way, RSI MACD support that thesis. You can see that the MACD has actually reversed. That was not necessarily the case back over here. We have an actual really concrete reversal on MACD histogram down here. We have a concrete reversal on RSI. It actually bottomed out around 50, indicating the bulls are still in charge. The bears never really took the initiative back in the first place. It was just a corrective movement. Broke above 14, MACD interval, MACD cross coming in, RSI breaking above that level. Looking at Lux Algo, we're going to see that there is a confirmed buy signal, and that buy signal has a price target up here at 42.5. The reversal zones have fallen over sharply, so if we break bullish, we're going to have to break through those. So you're going to need to see quite a lot of we're going to need to see quite a lot of bullishness to break up into that. But there is a buy signal and there's a price target higher than we are right now. Might not be the best entry of a trade because the best entry probably would have been about an hour ago. But there is a potential there. Looking out on the daily chart, we are well into the take profit of the last buy signal, which was set down here. That is a little bit concerning, but even if we do correct and fall over, I think we're going to fall back to this parabola. If we do fall back at the same time, 41,000 is there to catch us. And so I'm quite happy with where we are right now on that. We are deep into the reversal zones. Okay, we've been deep into the reversal zones for a while. MACD cross bullish. You had a trade opportunity about several days ago. I talked about that at length. I hope you saw that. Breaking above 38.4. That was really your good daily chart long entry. You're looking at exiting that trade right now. Not really entering a trade right now. On the daily chart, you pretty much made the trade. Now it's kind of time to start getting out of it. Your window of opportunity to get into a trade is very short and narrow, so you got to be watching the markets like a hawk. That's why we do a stream every day, not just once a week. RSI sitting up here at 79. One concern I have on the daily chart, on the side, bearish RSI divergence of a monumental size. Huge bearish RSI divergence. Could we see a huge crash down to 30,000, 31.8? Would not be surprising at all, to be honest with you. This is the largest rally that Bitcoin has seen in 2 years. So just keep that in the back of your mind. Weekly chart. I'm quite excited about the weekly chart because we have a buy signal on weekly chart coming out of Lux Algo. But part of my concern also is that we've actually already hit it. Many of the buy signals that we have been experiencing have been confirmed. This buy signal was originally shown in January of 2023. October 23rd, it reflashed and we got a new take profit. That take profit was at 41 to 48,488, which is why originally, if you remember to like a month ago, I was saying, hey guys, $41,800 is coming. If you've been watching the channel, every single movement that Bitcoin has taken in the last 2 months, you have seen coming. And I don't take any credit for that. I give all of that to technical analysis because technical analysis is the art and the science of reading markets and predicting where they're going to go next. I have no intention to boast in my own skills, only in the thing that I have learned itself. Technical analysis is an incredible art form, and I love it dearly. And by the way, if you would like to learn more about technical analysis, I would highly encourage you to check out our very own Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy, which today's show is brought to you in part by. You can find a link to the CT2A in the description box down below. We've helped over 5,000 students learn how to profitably invest, trade, and technically analyze cryptocurrency markets. Right now, you can get access to over 45 videos and a growing catalog of content, over 10 hours of videos, teaching you everything that you need to know about technical analysis so that you can hit the ground running. Some of my favorite videos in here are gauging the strength of the bulls and the bears. I talked about that today. Here's about an 11-minute video on that where I really break down exactly what that means and show you how to apply that to your TA. Gauging the strength of the bulls and the bears, one of my favorite videos because it helps you to understand, okay, technical analysis is largely looking at the factions and who's in charge. Are the bulls in charge? Are the bears in charge? Which one is gaining the initiative? Which one is not? How do I measure that via technical indicators? How do I get an intuition for that? How do I apply that to my analysis? How do I apply that to making predictions and trades and investments? That video is one of my favorites in the course. There's all kinds of other videos in here that I absolutely love, and I'm actually working on 2 videos right now. Came very close to shooting one yesterday. I just want to put some kind of final finishing touches on it, and you're really going to like those 2 pieces of content that are coming out. We've also got a lot of really cool ideas about how we are going to structure CT2A moving forward. I've got such a big vision for this, and it's all made possible by our new pricing model. Back in the day, you could get CT2A for $3.99 lifetime access. That is now $9.97 lifetime access because, quite frankly, it sold like hotcakes at $3.99, and it was just worth more than that because people are buying CT2A and making hundreds of thousands of dollars trading. An education is worth worth it. And so I rejigged the pricing model in a way that works better for us and works better for you, because you can also get access to CT2A with an annual subscription for $347 a year. Back in the day, you had to buy lifetime, even if you were only going to look at it for 6 months, learn everything, take the notes, and be done. Now, you can sign up for the annual subscription, and if you choose to only take it for 1 year, then you actually save yourself $52. But if you do want to have access to CT2A for lifetime, it's been out for over 5 years. So the people that bought for $99 when it first launched in 2018 are sitting pretty right now. If you do want to get access to lifetime, you can do that as well, because we've got a lot of content planned. I've got about 80 more videos I'm going to be adding to CT2A over the course of the next several years. So that lifetime deal is very much worth it. Check it out down below if you have not already. We're going to read chat for a second, and then we're going to keep on going. Let's see some hashtags CT2As in chat for any of you guys that are CT2A alum. We're going to go here for about 2 minutes, 2-3 minutes, and we're going to jump back into it and finish out our analysis. Dr. Anand Chudhari says Bitcoin is breaking out. Yes, it is in the process of going through a breakout, and I am watching it pretty closely. As I said, right now is the time to be looking at trades. Mr. Blockton said, Jeb, there are deepfake ads of the Ripple CEO running on your channel. That is awful. That's terrible. Please be careful. I will never ask for your wallets. I will never ask for your private keys. I will never say, hey, I'm sending you some Bitcoin, send me some back. Or send me some Bitcoin, I'll send you some back. I'm never going to do any of that. I have the Beholder said hashtag CT2A. No Man Gambit said hashtag CT2A. Really appreciate all of you guys for your support. Thank you so much. Paul Bright is in chat, said, hey, Jeb, we're watching from Australia. Good to see you, my friend. Carbs for Days said, I've accumulated mid-2022, and now I'm sitting in major gains. Thank you for everything, Jeb. Of course. Thank you. And by the way, I've tried the whole carbs for days thing. I used to eat a Pizookie every night, and I'll tell you what, I had major gains too. Right down here. None of my pants fit me because I bought all my pants back then, so they're all too big because I lost 30 pounds when I stopped doing that. Eddie Collins said, you're the man, bro. Let's see. Read a couple more chats here. Nerman said, smash the like for Team Jeb. Thank you so much. Hit the like button if you think that other people should see this content. Eddie Collins said, awesome breakdown, brother. I actually understand what you're saying. Good. That's my goal. See, you guys, sorry, that sounded rude. You guys call me like a preacher or a pastor sometimes. And I thought about that. I'm like, you know what? Maybe I should actually go and study how the best pastors and preachers actually work. And some of the best pastors and preachers in the history of the world have found a way to so explain the complicated nuances of the gospel and the complicated nuances of what is taught in this book that you will spend a lifetime only scratching the surface of understanding in a way that the masses can understand in a simple way. And so it's my idea, it is my job as a commentator and as an educator to take the complicated noise of technical analysis that seems difficult to understand and boil it down into kernels and nuggets of wisdom and teaching that are easy enough that anybody can digest. It's my dream that a 5-year-old could watch this and they say, okay, I can track with that. And that's not to say that you guys are 5-year-olds. It's not to say that you're stupid. Not to say that a 5-year-old's stupid. It is to say, though, that I want my message to be able to disseminate as much high-level content as I possibly can to as many people as possible. And I believe that we've seen a lot of success with that. I think you guys have been I think that that's been helpful for you guys, and I certainly hope that it has, and you guys can tell me if it has or hasn't. I'm going to read one more chat, and then we're going to keep going here. Let's see. Yep. Richard McCauley said, you're a good man, Jeb. The whole world needs good men. Keep it up. Thank you. I appreciate that. I try. I am far from perfect. Let's see. Not true gains until you realize them. That's exactly my point, David Williams. And that's where if everybody sold their Bitcoin, there wouldn't be $900 billion. There would be a lot less than that. And so that's why it's a lot easier to go to $900 billion than you might think. All right. Let's look at the markets here for a little bit, and then we're going to wrap it out. We've got about 5 minutes, so let's put some closing thoughts on this. Bitcoin right now in this symmetrical triangle pattern is looking like it's going to attempt to break bullish. It's come up here to the recent resistance, the yearly high here at 42,400. We have actually technically just set a new yearly high. How about that? As we were talking, it's technically now at 42,420. And so, as I've said, when you start getting closer to all-time high, nobody has the... how do I say that? I mean, there are some ladies watching, so I won't say it that way. Nobody has the brass. Nobody has the brass to want to be selling right now. Everybody's like, I'm not selling. You kidding me? I'm not going into a short trade right now. Those bulls are scary. Nobody wants to put up a fight. Again, I like to use the analogy of bulls versus bears in like a war context because it actually makes the most sense of all the analogies I've used to describe it. And nobody wants to put up a fight against them, and so here we go. A lot of times when you're watching the market like this and when you have that trading view clicked over here where you can't go up or down, you know, if you click here, you can go up or down, click here and go up and down. A lot of times when you're right here and then you see the screen just kind of shift because you move to the upside, you're like, okay, that's my signal that the market's about to go. Basically, when it does like that, it like moves a little bit. You'll see it happen here in a second when it breaks out because at this point, we're almost certainly to break out to some degree. So we're just going to kind of watch this live for a minute and see what happens. While we're watching this live to see if we're actually going to break above, I will go ahead and tell you the strategy for this bull market. Right now, should you be entering a long, there's a long opportunity right this very second. If we break above 42,420, there's an opportunity for that. Please be careful because we've already rallied so far. And I'm talking about a trade on the minute chart. I'm not talking about a trade on the daily chart. There's an opportunity for that. Right now, we're double topping at 42,400, but we shall see what happens. Now, how are you going to make money in this market? There's three things you can do. Number one, you can make a trade. Number two, you can purchase an investment with a lump sum. Or number three, you can dollar cost average. Your best bet at all times is to be dollar cost averaging as your baseline mechanism of working in the market. Let me say that again. Your best bet and your basic understanding of working in the market should be investment through dollar cost averaging and then slapping all those altcoins that receive APY straight into a yield-bearing account. Some of those coins you can make up to 10% APY on. So make your investments weekly. We're probably about to break out here. Let's see if my intuition here is correct. I love it when this happens because I get to test my skills on air live. You guys know, obviously, I don't move the market. All right. Oh, looks like I may have been onto something. I saw it punch up there a little bit and it just kind of clicked in my mind. I'm like, something's about to happen here. I'm quite confident at this point 42,400 is going to break. I'm not so confident it's going to break right now, but I'm pretty confident we're going to break this. The fact that we're just kind of sitting up here is a good sign. Your baseline manner of interacting with the market ought be dollar cost averaging. And then ensuring that whatever you are purchasing is bearing yield. You know, Cardano, you make like 3%. Ethereum, you make like 3 to 5%. Cosmos, you can make some. Solana, you can make like 5% right now, depending on where you stake it. And so make sure that you have that going on. If you have your dollar cost averaging set up and you're purchasing every Friday, again, Friday is the day, not every Monday, not every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, or Sunday. It's every Friday. Every Friday is the best day to dollar cost average. And dollar cost average into a wide base of cryptocurrency. So I'm talking Bitcoin, ETH, Solana, XRP, Cardano, Avalanche, Cosmos, Polkadot, Chainlink, the top 20, give or take. I would exclude Bitcoin Cash personally, but you do what you want with that. As much as I hate to say it, I would also exclude Litecoin from that. God, I hate to say that, but I have to. Then you're going to be fine. And then from there, make sure that you're putting that stuff into a yield-bearing account. You are more than likely, unless you are, I'm talking like a top 5% trader, you're probably going to make more money doing that. Now, I'm all for trading. I love trading. I just showed you an exchange that I trade on sometimes. And I think you should sign up for it. It's called Apex. It's decentralized. It's great. Sign up for it if you haven't already. But the basic way that you should be interacting with the market is through investment in an individually managed index fund. And you might hear that and say, individually managed index fund? What the frick is that? There are no such index funds in crypto yet. There will be eventually, and one day it'll be simple as going on Fidelity or going on Robinhood or going on Coinbase and saying, all right, boom, buy the crypto 20, top 20, but weighted by market cap. Great. Managed by some team of fund managers somewhere in the fancy tower and a fancy chair at a fancy desk behind a fancy window with a fancy overlook. That doesn't exist right now. When it does, I'll just say go buy that and pay the fee, pay the 1% fee or whatever. Just make it simple. But for now, just do it yourself. Go on Coinbase, set up dollar cost averaging. I'm setting it up for myself right now. I was having some issues with getting my account unlocked on Coinbase. It got locked and they wouldn't verify my ID, but I got it fixed now. And so that's going to be set up for myself starting today. And here we go. There's that intuition of mine coming true. Looks like we're having that breakout. New yearly high in play, my friends. We're watching history be made. $42,445 is our current yearly high. 42,445. Can I get a 42,460? Going once. Going twice. Sold! That right there needs to be a clip. Somebody clip that and put that on Instagram. Oh my gosh. 42,406. I'm sorry. 42,511 is your new yearly high. Oh man, that reminds me of when I'm like driving. And have you ever done the thing where you like tell the green light to turn green and then it turns green? I do that all the time, and my son loves it. That's basically what just happened there. All right, so here we go. This is actually pretty. Oh man, this is actually very helpful here because Bitcoin's getting some real good movement. We had a sell signal come into play, and I can't get over that. I'm sorry, that timing was too funny. We saw a sell signal come into play here. Fell all the way down to the trend catcher. And so, yeah, here we go. This may have been the kind of blow off top of this rally. A lot of times when you're coming up here and testing resistance, you're going to have a little blow off top. Looks like the bulls pushed a little bit too hard, and now the bulls are starting to lose some of the strength. This may be the beginning of a major correction, and that's fine. Wouldn't be a bad thing. Let's read chat here for a little bit while we watch the stream. While we watch the, sorry, not the stream, the chart here. Shadrach Frost. Shadrach Frost. That's your night name. Shadrach Frost said, "Folks, please smash the like button right away. It takes a second and really helps this channel. Give back the love and support that Jeb brings to us on a daily basis. Thanks." Thank you so much, Shadrach Frost, for your continued support. The Mad Scientist 40K said, "My wife is having a baby today." That is awesome. One of the best days of my life was the day that my daughter was born. You know, it was so cute. I asked my wife, what is your favorite memory of us being married? And she told me the look on my face when my daughter was born. And I thought that was just so cool because I've never had this look on my face before. I've not had this look on my face since. But it was just like just this look of just abject, just awesomeness. Like, that is just so cool. So I don't know if that's your first or not, but get ready to, if you guys are comfortable with that, I don't know if you are or not. That's completely up to you. That's a very personal thing. But if you're the father, have somebody in the room take a picture of your face when that baby pops out. You're going to be so glad you had that picture. You're going to thank me. I guarantee you're going to thank me when that happens if you get that picture. Some people don't want that some people don't want that in the room, and that's fine. I totally get that. But if that's okay with you and your wife, get somebody to take a picture of your face when that baby pops out. You're going to be so glad you have that one day. I think we have a picture of my face, actually. We had a doula with us. I think she took a picture of that. Let's see. I've been hodling Bitcoin since it was $1,000, Shadrach Frost. Holy cow, you're old. No, I'm just kidding. Man, I was in middle school. Oh, I thought I did that. I'm over here clicking around on my phone reading chat. Eric Ward said, "Yes, you make it as easy enough a caveman could understand." That's what I try and do. I've learned with my son, when I'm trying to teach him something, we're going a little bit over here just to see if something crazy happens. I've learned with my son something that helps is explaining things in like 3 words. So like, I have experienced anger in my life. I know it's a very bad thing. So I teach my son, anger lies. Anger is a lie. He'll just walk around saying, "Mommy, anger is a lie." Because, anger lies to you and it tells you, oh, if you get angry right now, that'll make the whole situation better. Most of the time it makes it worse. So I've taught him that, just little like 3-word things like, "Mommy and Daddy will always keep you safe." Boom. Just quick little snippets like that. I've kind of learned the same thing is helpful even for adults. There's a lot of times that I do that for myself now. I'm like, all right, I want to remember this. So I'm just going to remember a 2 to 3 word phrase here of what I need to remember, wisdom or whatever it is. And so I kind of try to apply that to the way I teach here. How do I explain something in like 3 words or less? And you might think, Jeb, wait a second, you're like the most long-winded person I know. And that's also true. But when I'm trying to really make a point, I'll try to make it in 3 words. Urban Hick 024 said, "Exciting times, Jeb. What is that indicator you're using and what leverage looks accurate?" This indicator I'm using is called LuxAlgo, and I'm glad you mentioned it. And I'm glad that you mentioned it because today's stream is brought to you in part by LuxAlgo. If you guys have not already signed up for LuxAlgo, you're missing out. The link is in the description box down below, and you'll be getting access to the #1 technical indicator in all of technical analysis, bar none. It's that simple. It really is. Before LuxAlgo came around, everybody thought paid indicators were scams, and you know what? A lot of them were, but LuxAlgo came around and actually built an incredible indicator, and they just absolutely knocked it out of the park. It works incredibly well. I've been using LuxAlgo for over 3 years, every single day, and I love it. Drop a 1 in chat if you love LuxAlgo. It's that simple. Gives you buy signals, gives you confirmations, tells you where the market's going. It's great. It's awesome. It's very helpful for trading, and I use it in all of my analysis. Sign up at the link in the description box down below. That's simple. If you want it, it's down there. You can get 30% off using coupon code JEB30. I think if you just click the link below, it'll actually automatically apply it now. What happened to TD Sequential on TradingView? I don't know, David Williams. I was looking for it a few days ago, and I couldn't find it. Does anybody know what happened to TD Sequential on TradingView? I would love to know what that is. Jeb, what are your thoughts on iTrust Capital? You used them before? I actually have an iTrust Capital backpack around here somewhere that they sent me. But I actually really like iTrust Capital. Haven't worked with them in a while, but I think they're a good company from what I know. I haven't looked into them in a while. I mean, I don't know any recent developments or news, but I did used to really enjoy working with them from a business standpoint, but also from actually using their service. Fettuccine Genie said, better yet, help deliver your own child. I was offered to do that, and I was so worried I was going to drop her. So I was like, I'm just going to watch. Maybe on our next child, I'll do that. You know, not that, you know, every child's unique and special and all of that, and that's absolutely true. But I was just worried I was going to drop her. I was like, I'm going to leave this to the professionals this time. So now companies like BlockFi are whole again. Why don't they give all our money back now? BlockFi gave me all of my money back. They might do it for you too. They turned on full-on withdrawals. I was able to get all of mine back. I had about a sixth of a Bitcoin on BlockFi. I got it withdrawn. All right, guys. That is going to wrap it out for today's stream. If you did enjoy today's stream, consider hitting the like button and subscribe to the channel. And also make sure to sign up for CT2A, Apex Exchange, and LuxAlgo. You can find all of those links with the link in the description box down below. And if you sign up for any of those products, you're going to be getting access to products that I really think are going to help you a lot in your day-to-day journeys here in crypto. And you're also going to be helping to support the channel so that we can continue doing what we do every single day here on the Crypto Jeb YouTube channel. Make sure to stay tuned because a Climate of Crypto episode is coming out today. You heard that right. We normally upload on Thursday, but I am putting one out today on Tuesday. I'm going to try to put 3 out this week and really just double down. You guys love the TA, and I just want to put out more content. And so it's a lot of work for me, but I'm going to try because I want you guys to get as much in-depth insight as possible into this market. So this is the one-stop shop for the best technical analysis in the entire market on crypto. So subscribe if you've not already. Share this video with somebody that you think would find value in it, and stay tuned because more content is coming later on today. Before I go, I do just first want to thank each and every single last one of you for watching, as always, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Oh, I got a real good feeling.